Hello, Markiplier. My name is Sophia Dimitri, and boy, do I have a story for you. As a matter of fact, I have you to thank for its creation. Why? Because the Five Nights at Freddy's characters are directly involved in it. But I won't spoil any more than I already have. Now, on with the show.
It was Halloween night, and Wreck-It Ralph and his friends were camping at his garbage dump. Like most campers do, the crew was telling ghost stories around the fire. Felix had just wrapped up a Herobrine story that everyone had already heard, him being the exception. In response to this humiliation, Felix asked if anyone else had a better story. This challenge was accepted by Vanellope, and this was the story that she told. Once upon a time in the 90s, a player took part in the game Nightmare Ned. It was quite a popular game at the time and even had its own TV spin-off series. One night, while a kid was playing the game, a horrible lightning storm raged in the sky. The storm eventually got so bad that a power outage occurred and the player's desktop computer crashed while the game was still in play. The entire game was destroyed except for the game's protagonist, Ned Needlemeyer, who was saved by the game's final boss, Zombie Ned, who used his body as a zombie shield when the lightning came. When the vault settled, Ned was all alone. Since the game was not beaten, poor Ned didn't have a chance to properly get over his fears. And with no more game left to call home, Ned was forced to wander the wires for many years, all alone and afraid. Eventually, after many years of wandering, Ned stumbled upon Five Nights at Freddy's. Since the game took place in a kid-friendly pizzeria, Ned figured that maybe it would be a good place to live. The minute he got there, he was delighted to find a quaint little pizzeria complete with a free buffet and a robot band whose members consisted of a bear, a rabbit, and a young chick performing their own versions of pre-existing songs. Ned went in, got himself some dinner, and then sat down to watch the show. During the performance, the robots appeared to break the fourth wall, as they would often direct their attention towards their sole audience member, like he was the rainbow they'd been praying for, to quote the well-known Johnny Nash song. When the song was finished, the trio did something that one does not want these kinds of robots doing. They got off the stage to greet Ned.
"Hey there, little buddy," said the bear. "Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. I'm Freddy Fazbear."
The rabbit then gave Freddy a serious punch to the arm.
"Oh, and this is Bonnie the Bunny and Chica the Chick. What can we do you for?"
"My name's Ned Needlemeyer," Ned said in response. "I was wondering if you'd let me stay with you, 'cause I lost my game and—"
"Okay, that's enough information," Freddy said, cutting him off. "As you can tell, kid, our band is short a member or two, and we've been waiting for a few kids like you to come along and fix that."
The other two snickered as Freddy came in for the kill. Ned didn't need to think twice before knowing that Freddy was up to no good. With all the adrenaline he could muster, Ned ran through the pizzeria. Down hallways he went, through every door, and if he could reach, he'd go through the air vent. But no matter where he went, there was always another animatronic waiting for him.
"Don't be shy, honey," Bonnie said in the kitchen. "We just want to be friends."
Ignoring the creepy rabbit, Ned fled to the party area only to run into Chica. "Come on, kid," Chica said with an unchanging smile. "We don't bite." Ned screamed, "Ah!" He hid in the gaming area, wondering if he'd ever see daylight again.
"Kid, come out! Come out wherever you are!" Freddy called to Ned.
"We're gonna get you!" Chica shouted. Ned held his breath, praying that these monsters would leave. Even the fears he faced in his own game weren't this bad. At least there he knew what to do, and sometimes what to expect. But with these guys, he just didn't seem to know anything anymore. "Gotcha," came a voice from behind. Ned jumped. It was Bonnie. The giant rabbit had caught Ned in his metallic death grip. Ned tried to escape, but Bonnie had hands of steel. Ned tried to break free, but the behemoth bunny wrapped his arms around Ned and nearly cuddled him to suffocation. "We're gonna be friends forever, Puddin' Pop, and when that happens, I'll even let you string my guitar." Whatever that meant, Ned was afraid to find out. But as Bonnie was going on about their future as friends, someone was creeping up from behind, unbeknownst to either Ned or the giant purple rabbit. All of a sudden, Bonnie screamed in pain and dropped Ned, who was then scooped up and whisked away by a different robot with a pretty good grip over his mouth. This robot wasn't like the three that Ned had previously run into. This one was slimmer, even skeletal compared to the others. Ned assumed he must have been the tough guy of the group, as he was a fox who wore an eye patch and had a hook where his right hand should have been. Ned prayed that his death wouldn't be too painful as the slender bot bolted behind a curtain on another stage. Why hadn't Ned thought of hiding here? The robot then put Ned down and looked him in the eye. Ned cringed in fear as the big fox animatronic stared him down. At this point, Ned was scared to the point of tears. The fox was aware of this and put a finger to his mouth, signaling Ned to keep quiet. The former's ears perked up as he listened to the conversation between the other three robots. "You moron! You had the twerp for 5 whole minutes and you couldn't even hold him for 2! "Hey, it's not all my fault. As I said earlier, I was attacked from behind," Bonnie yelled back. "I'm gonna have your behind in a minute," threatened Freddy, before being cut off by Chica. "Freddy," Chica scolded, "what did we discuss about your temper last week?"
All right. I'm sorry that you took a cheap shot, Bonnie. Lord knows I would have done the same. Not.
"Freddy!"
I'm sorry.
"Good. Now why don't we all just go eat some pizza and wait for game time?" Chica suggested.
Honey, that sounds amazing, Bonnie responded.
"Not as amazing as your guitar playing, Bonnie," Chica complimented flirtatiously.
"Hey, get a room, you two," Freddy said in a paternal manner. "Now who wants pepperoni?"
"I do," they said. When he was sure everyone was gone, the fox turned to Ned and slowly approached him. "You okay, laddie?" he asked gently. "Did they hurt you?" Ned nodded no. "Scared you, though, didn't they?" Ned began to cry. Hey, enough of that," the fox consoled. "Here, wrap up," the fox said, taking the white sheet off the calliope installed in his ship and wrapped it around his miserable guest. "This'll make you warmer than a bonfire." Ned slowly stopped crying as he adjusted to his new surroundings. "Don't worry about those scalawags, lad. They're just full of themselves because they're the mascots," the fox said. "Well, what about you?" Ned asked. "I'm not a mascot, lad. I'm an outmode. That's why I gotta run around so much. But hey, it's good for me thighs," he said, slapping his legs. "What did they have against you?" Ned inquired of his new companion. "Honestly, I think it's because I'm losing my skin," Foxy said, getting a root beer from a nearby cooler. "There's a rule around here that no robot can go without a skin. And if we don't have one, we get one. Unfortunately, the only skin left is that yellowed-out Freddy suit, and there's no way in Davy Jones's locker they'll make me wear that." The fox then took a swig of his beverage. "So, where are you from?" the fox asked his visitor. "Nightmare Ned," Ned replied. "Nightmare Ned? I don't think I've heard of that game." Really? It was super popular back when I was in play.
Why aren't you in play now?
The computer crashed during a lightning storm. I lost everyone and everything.
Deeply sorry to hear that,
the fox said, opening another root beer. It's okay, though. I've been through a lot of other games since. Unfortunately, some of them even outdo my nightmares.
You sound like a man of adventure. That's what I love to hear. How long have you been drifting?
What year is it now?
2014.
Whoa! I've been out of play 17 years. The fox then sprayed his beverage in a random direction.
Shiver me timbers, you're older than me.
It's okay, Ned said, reassuring. I'm still a kid.
Aye, but you have more experience. I would seem quite stupid in your eyes.
Oh, no, sir. I could never think of you as stupid, especially after you saved me from Bonnie.
That'd be mighty kind of you, lad. Say, I don't think we've been properly introduced. What be your name, lad?
Ned Needlemeyer.
I be Foxy, Scourge of the Seven Seas, Terror of the Spanish Main, Nightmare of the Carolinas. But you can just call me Foxy.
I'll remember that, Ned said, smiling. After this, Ned and Foxy became the best of friends. During their time together, this dynamic duo was constantly driving Freddy and his pals insane by playing pranks on them whenever possible. Ned even learned how to get around the cameras during gameplay, to avoid non-canon detection, of course. Then one day it all went downhill. It was after gameplay and Foxy and Ned decided to have a little pizza. Unfortunately, they had to make it from scratch as the others had gobbled all the leftovers the previous night. Foxy, have you ever heard of a game called Iron Chef America Supreme Cuisine? Ned asked the fox.
No, but can they make a pizza before robots come in to destroy them?
Minus the robots, that's the whole idea. Immediately, Ned and Foxy started assembling their pizza. And at the pace they were going, you'd pray that they didn't accidentally throw in something like rat poison. But just before they could get it in the oven, Bonnie the bunny suddenly burst into the room.
What the fuzz?
Bonnie yelled.
The jig is up, lad,
Foxy exclaimed. Run for it.
Oh, no, you don't,
Bonnie said, blocking their way out. I knew you bit my bum, Foxy. And as for you, Ned, Freddy has a bone to pick with you.
Don't ye be doing this, Bonnie.
And what are you going to do, make me walk the plank? What's going on here? Freddy said, suddenly entering the picture. This moron ain't as moronic as you thought, Bonnie said, pointing out his find. Well, well, Freddy said, satisfied. If it isn't the great pirate and his first mate. I thought I smelled a rat, and now we've got him trapped.
Ahem, Bonnie said, addressing the minor details.
Yes, Bonnie, you've got them trapped,
Freddy sighed. Bonnie smiled at this notion. What's all the excitement? Chica asked, walking in.
Yours truly just got his revenge, Bonnie said with pride.
Chica then saw the boys. Oh my gosh, you did that all by yourself?
You know it. Enough chit-chat, Freddy said, irritated. Right now we need to figure out what to do with these two.
The other two giggled at this notion.
Before you do anything,
Foxy said, addressing the bots,
I want to request that you spare me best mate Ned.
The others were shocked at the fox's sudden moment of benevolence.
Ned's a good lad, Foxy continued, and he's been through a lot more than any of us could imagine. Even more than we have.
The fox hung his head at the last sentence.
This lad just wants a home and friends, maybe a family if you can manage. That's why he doesn't deserve whatever punishment you got. If you like, you can make me walk the plank, but whatever you do, don't you dare hurt a hair on Ned, or I'll curse this game from here right down to its spit-offs.
The trio was silent after this. That is, until Freddy broke the silence.
"You're right, Foxy," he said. "He doesn't deserve to be punished the way we were. I had forgotten what it was like to be a scared little kid."
"I didn't," Chica added. Then Bonnie chimed in. "When you go through a nightmare like ours, you never forget it. And from what I've been hearing through the internet, Ned knows exactly how that feels." Bonnie went over to the counter and took the top off the toy cupcake Chica would use during their show and pulled out a small red yo-yo. "You dropped this in the dining hall, honey," the rabbit said to Ned. "You can have it back if you like." Ned took a minute before slowly approaching the big purple rabbit. The rabbit bent down to Ned's level and returned the yo-yo to him. After taking his prize, Ned wrapped Bonnie in a tight embrace. Bonnie was surprised at first, but then he got the message and hugged back. Chica joined in shortly afterwards, followed by Freddy. And because he was Ned's best friend first, Foxy joined in too.
"All right, enough of this," Freddy said, breaking up the moment. "I saw fresh pizza on the counter and I haven't eaten yet."
"Yeah, let's eat," Chica said.
"Hold on there, lads. We haven't cooked it yet," Foxy reminded them.
"Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get cooking."
And with that, the 5 Nights at Freddy's gang made a new friend. They even gave him the last slice of pizza. And from that day on, things couldn't have been better. Freddy even wired Ned's game code into the game itself to make Ned part of the crew. Now, you may be asking yourself, where is Ned in 5 Nights at Freddy's? You know those random hallucinations that you get in the game? And the sign on Pirate's Cove that says, "It's me"? That's Ned playing a prank on the player. And Golden Freddy? That's him too. When Vanellope wrapped up her story, she was applauded by all. Ralph, however, questioned the truthfulness of said story. That is, until Golden Freddy snuck up behind them. Fortunately, though, it was revealed to be Zangief playing a prank, much to everyone but Ralph's amusement. The end. Well, Markiplier, that's my story. I hope you liked it. Sorry if it's a little rushed. Get well soon.